Hey guys, Vico here. I am back. I am home. Uh, this video today is going to be focused a little bit on something different, something a little different than what I've been doing with the tanks and the World of Warships. We're going to do Star Wars Galaxies, but before I begin, I want to let you know that my last video, I did have a chance to pass by the Patton Museum at Fort Knox. And I didn't go in, I didn't visit. I was leaving, I was going back to the airport, but I drove by, and the tanks that were outside, the T-28, a lot of the Panzer IVs, the Hetzer that they had, the Tiger, they're gone. The only thing they're outside, there's a couple M4 Shermans, and there's a T-29 out front. Of course, all over the post, there's a lot of Chaffies. So all of those have moved to Fort Stewart or sent somewhere else. But if you're in the Kentucky area or interested in tanks, the Patton Museum is still there, and it's focused more so on General Patton's time in the Army. So a couple tanks that have to do with what he did are still there, and I know there's stuff inside, I just haven't had a chance to go in. So if you go to generalpatton.org, one word, it'll take you to the site that you're looking at here. And lots of exhibits transforming the museum, things that you can do there. If you're in the area and you're interested in giving them a donation, it would help the museum out a lot. There's still a lot of history involving General George Patton. But if you're interested in tanks and just tanks, you'll have to go to Fort Stewart, Georgia, and that's over by Savannah. Of course, if you're in Europe, I know the Bovington Tank Museum and the museum in Isle of Wight, I know that's probably a little better. But for you Americans that want tanks, the Pat Museum and then the museum at Fort Stewart, Georgia are for you. So my short week in Fort Knox was good for the career, but didn't have a chance to see the Hetzer I wanted to see. The Doom Turtle wasn't there. Some of the Tigers, and on the inside they have a T-72 that was captured in Iraq during Desert Storm. There's a piece of the Berlin Wall that was in there, and I'm sure it's all gone, and it's just pretty sad. But if you get a chance, you should go to the Patton Museum at Fort Knox, Kentucky, and check it out. Admission is free. There's no cost whatsoever. When you go in, you'll have to go into the on Gold Vault Road to get in. Don't take the Brandenburg Gate. Don't take the Chaffee Gate. So I hope you check it out. Admission's free. Give them a donation, please. Sign the guest book and help out the museum. So now we're going to focus on Star Wars Galaxies. I was referred to a different one and I can't get it to work. It's called Revelation and it's pre-CU. But I'm going to look at ProjectSWG, which is a part of the NGE model of Star Wars Galaxies. And I believe that they have had a significant update to professions and stuff like that. So we're going to check it out. Alright, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with me. I want to give a good shout out to Tony Mock 66, who commented on my original Star Wars Galaxies thread, telling me about Revelation SWG. Sorry man, I can't get it to work. I'm going to have to sit around and play just a little longer with my tree files in order to get it to work, and I'm sure it's fine. But for now, I'm going to stick with ProjectSWG. Look at the blue glowy. I can't believe this. They've done a lot of updates, and I don't know how. I have no clue what's going on. I'd have to play around, but here I am logged in, brand new character. Every time they do a little update, they wipe your character, and that's fine, as long as I can keep my name. So here we are, Mos Eisley. A lot different than it was in my first video. Let's walk around here. Oh, I didn't even notice they had that. Yeah, so when I used to play the game, especially as a Jedi in the guild I was in on Bria, I used to camp out at this little dip right here and wait for new players to come in here, and then I'd send them an email, the in-game email, recruiting them to our guild. And then when I was on Shadowfire / Valson, I was with Yivitz and Mr. Bubble a lot, and the parties were great. So I'm just going to walk around here, see if there's anything new. What I'm curious about is NPCs. I'm seeing blue glowies. I saw a guy in Katarn armor earlier today when I first logged in after this new patch. So I'm wondering if I go to my profession. Now this was here before. I should really just, instead of trying to play guesswork, just check out the forums on ProjectSWG. And as I was saying the last time I did this, I'm just not pre-CU, and then the combat upgrade itself, the interface is a lot different, and it was hard for me to grind a tune on SWG EMU. I'm just not savvy. The way you could grind a tune and have hybrid professions like a polearm / medic or something like that, or an entertainer / brawler. And I suppose if I could find a user guide somewhere from way back when, that'd be nice. But let's look for NPCs. I don't know if they put any in the game yet, and it looks like no. So I'm really gonna have to figure out how we got blue glowies in the game, considering the blue glowies from the original game. There was a lot of investment and time put into Star Wars Galaxies by those players who, what was it? Was it a gift to them after the NGE? And a lot of people argue the NGE ruined the game, and it did to a degree. But that was like their gift, so that they could be blue glowy, and look what I got. And it's kind of like World of Tanks with the rare, the rare tanks that they don't have, like the E-25 just got taken out. So if you have one, good for you, but you're not going to get it again, but I'm sure they'll put it back in a gift shop. Nothing of the bizarre, but I remember the last time this didn't work. It just, you could click it all day, but at least there's that. I wonder what the bank does. Do I even have money? There's no tutorial at Tensari Station yet, and I'm looking forward to that, because you can grind a tune there up to level 10 and then bring them to the game, and your grind on your quests, the initial quests, are a little easier. Let me go over here. Oh, this is way different. Way different. Cancel. Let me do something here. Does this still work where you can do a safe deposit box? Galactic Reserve. No, it's a little different. There's no NPCs though, so as far as grinding, I don't even know if there's a loot table here. If there's nothing to attack, I'm a little lost here. But still, it's good to see more players in the game, especially some with actual armor, because in my inventory here, yeah, I got nothing. No stats or nothing. But in order to get weapons and things like that, but they could be, yeah, it's very possible that they could simply be developers. Personal. Nah. Oh, collections. Collections. And one thing they didn't have the last time when I logged on here, your character, factions, they didn't have those, but where was it? I haven't played this in so long, the interface. I mean, it took me forever to remember how to change it to green. Inventory datapad. The datapad was different, I remember that. You can still put POIs in there. Fort Tuscan, my home. And that would be way up there in the northwest of this map. I love Fort Tuscan. Great place to grind. Profession. That's, yeah, no, that wasn't it. What am I missing here? Not GCW. Collections. Good to see. Those random deaths that you have to find in a little GCW fort somewhere just to find a painting underneath a chair. Where is it? Collections. I know it's character, quest builder, appearance. This is new compared to last time, but there was one. What was it in the patches later on where you could tailor, like for Jedi, you could have lightning or not? It just depended. I forget what that was called. I bet you I just passed it. Okay. Let's go here and see if there's any womp rats out here, because if there is, and it actually has loot, maybe that's how people are doing well. Alrighty. Oh, this is part of the initial quest. Use. Yeah. No womp rats out here, so how are people able... I'm gonna have to look at the forums and maybe do another video after I figure this out. I don't remember the elevation being like that, but back when Galaxies was actually live, and the computer I had at the time just didn't have the capability to produce great graphics, the elevation here is insane. So now I gotta run everywhere. Let's see if I remember how to do autopilot run. Was it numlock? And then forward numlock? Yep. Got it. Yeah, so auto run or autopilot, you hit numlock, up button, and then numlock again, and then you can just run without having to worry. Alright, there should be NPCs up here, but I have a feeling that no matter where I go, there won't be any NPCs. That means I could technically, if I pull the full map up, planet map, yeah, so here, Fort Tuscan's up here. Jabba's Palace is down here, Wayfar is down, oh yeah, down here, goddamn. And I have no credits, and I don't think there's any shuttle running. Okay, yeah, no NPCs, alright. So, I'm gonna check, oh wow, that's a long chat distance. I'm gonna have to change that. Okay, okay. Run down here. That is a long distance. Okay. No NPCs down here? There should be Tuscan NPCs, or the... Yeah, that should be Tuscan NPCs. That looks a lot different than I remember with this. What is that? This must have came in after I left the game. Yeah, no NPCs. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and move the game up just a little bit. Okay, I had to move back into town and didn't want to show you all kinds of me walking. This missions, nothing. Alright. So yeah, there's no NPCs yet. And what I'm gonna have to do, I think, is look on the forums and see what I can do, because I haven't seen anybody with weapons yet, but I have seen armor. So I'm a little lost. I assume that they're the developers for this actual version. Yeah, and he actually has a uniform. Yeah, he has a... Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Alright. Let's try the terminal in here. I wonder if they actually have ships moving. Or... not ships, but... you know what I mean. Okay. I don't own a ship because I haven't been provided one. Alright, here we go. Use... nothing. So I wonder if I go in here, if a part of the original code they still have shuttles coming in and out. Okay. Well, there is a shuttle, but I betcha there's no NPC on the other side. I'm almost certain. Okay. There is! Where can I go, buddy? Nope. So that code's not put in. Hey, but whatever. Okay. Okay. So I can't travel. I can't get any other clothes. And then that guy... I really don't need to talk. I'm confident that the forums will have all the answers. Let me inspect. Character sheet. Personal. Yep. Nothing. Has to be a part of the development team, but this works. I mean, I've read a little bit on their forums originally, but it looked like it was just unarmed combat. I mean, if you duel, but that's really nice. I mean, whoever does it first, I can't even put skills in. If I go here and go to my skills, this should say I still have those. So I bet you if I go to my macros, or my skill tree, profession, where was it? They even have the card game. Look at that. I mean, not that it exists, but I never played it. Commands, that's what it was. So if I go to other, and I go, well, they still have these. Prone, I don't need that. Perform, I don't need that. Macros, I can put my entertainer macros in, but you know what I'm going to do is grind an entertainer and see if the skills come in. Social. Combat. Nothing. So no combat. I wonder if I grind an entertainer, what will happen. That'll probably be the next thing I do. Yeah. But, oh well. I mean, it's coming along. I'm seeing more people in here. And even here, where my mouse is, your little profession symbol is working, so it's whatever works. So I will try this again after some time, see what happens, see if my character was wiped, and see what the next patch here brings us. It's looking good. I'm really looking forward to getting back into this. I'm just hoping that they bring in Mustafar so I can go to the, what is it, the Shurkan or whatever, it's right by the starport where you can get the skull so you can make your lava blade. I used to solo that till they nerfed the way you could do it. What I would do is grab a plasma rifle and then just camp and shoot from range, and I would eventually, as long as I didn't heal, or as long as I didn't heal, because then it would go into close combat. But the nerf they did, I remember, after you killed all the big spiders and then killed the main one, and I forget the name, Shurkar, whatever it was, you could, if you got out of their range, their detectability range, the heal would completely happen, and then you'd have to start over, and it was useless. Oh, whatever. What's in here? When there are doctors in this one here? Yeah, nothing. Okay. Well, Star Wars Galaxies Project SWG is coming along well. I look forward to getting back into it again. Until then, we'll do some other content. I appreciate you watching. If you liked what you see, consider giving the video a like and subscribe. I'll try to keep the content fresh and coming along. And thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.